The APP was in action this past week with the OWL APP Newport Beach Open. This was their 7th of 12 events on the season and the 3rd of 4 majors. Since it was a major, that means it is 1.5 times the base amount of points and pay for these players. So we're going to talk about those results, and we're going to do a little bit of an MLP preview, plus just take a look at other things going on in the pickleverse. Here we'll take a quick look at the podium at this APP event. Women's singles, Megan Fudge got gold against Kate Fahey. And Kate Fahey was a name a lot of people didn't really know too much at the start of the year. Got drafted in MLP Premier League next to Anna Bright. And now she's making a little bit of a run in singles. In men's singles, Chris Hayworth continued his hot streak. He has now won back-to-back APP gold medals, and he also won the last PPA gold medal, defeating Ben Johns and Federico Staksrud, the two top players on the PPA tour in singles. Chris might have the best backhand in the game. He plays with this Babolat paddle. Don't see too many of those out there. In women's doubles, it was Jana Newell and Emily Cederquist, formerly Emily Ackerman, who took home the gold medal. This was a little bit surprising to me. Megan Fudge and Jana Newell, you may recall, just won the gold medal in women's doubles at the New York City Open a few months ago. So I thought we might see that partnership stick together. Instead, Megan is now playing with Jill Braverman. And, this result was just a little surprising to me. I think Fudge and Braverman were probably favored pretty heavily going in, and it just was kind of a beatdown. It wasn't really close. I tweeted that you really can't understate the importance of vibes in pickleball. Now, that's some pretty lazy analysis, let's be real. Vibes is just like a catch-all term for momentum, team chemistry, general form. But still, Jana was getting fired up. They clearly had a strategy, stuck to it and won. Let's check in with Emily Ackerman after the match.
But no one was in the middle. So that was our goal the whole time, and it worked the whole match.
Pacific. Wow. Twisted Newell. And
And again.
Championship court. Game point opportunity. Sat there. And then for Cederquist and Newell, they took game 1.
Not happening. And thank you to Koopy Nation for putting this reel together. In men's doubles, it was Eric Lang and Max Purple Jesus Manthau who took home the gold medal. They defeated Will Howes and Patrick Kovka in the championship. They'll be partnered together for the SoCal Hard Eights this week in the Challenger League MLP midseason tournament, so maybe they'll carry that momentum over into that tournament. This is their first gold medal together. They did win a bronze in the Miami APP tournament, which was also a major. One other thing in the men's doubles bracket I wanted to highlight was the team of the pickleball influencers, Team Instagram. Tanner Tomasi and Kyle, that pickleball guy, Kazuda, went on a major run, upset Rob Nunnery in the round of 16, made a run all the way to the semis, couldn't quite come home with a medal, but still, awesome run for them. Two guys who are churning out some really great content. I had a chance to catch up with Kyle at the last APP New York City Open, so really happy to see him doing well. And finally, in mixed doubles, it was Jack Monroe and Megan Fudge. This is the first mixed gold medal for Jack Monroe. And for those of you keeping track at home, since Jack Monroe appeared on my YouTube channel and played against me and my friends in the backyard, he's now won his first career gold medal in men's doubles, his first career gold doubles in mixed doubles. He won the APP New York Shuffle. He has another men's doubles bronze to go with it. I don't know. Do with that information what you will, but you're welcome, Jack. You're welcome. So how does the APP actually work? Well, I actually have a lot of insight on this. If you don't know, my aunt works at the APP, and I've actually been on site at 4 tournaments working as a player liaison, basically just a glorified water boy helping out. And also I've helped behind the scenes in validating and preparing some of these point status and standings. So just want to throw out a quick disclaimer. All my thoughts, 100% my own. So anyway, seeding is based on a player's best 10 events over a rolling 12-month period. The typical format for these tournaments, there are 8 seeded teams. Those teams all get a bye. Players that lose prior to the quarterfinals in the main draw, they do a 9th place payoff. There is a payout all the way down to 9th place, and the points are much better if you're able to get 9th or 10th place in that playoff. And players that lose their opening qualifier match also get placed into a points draw where they have a chance to salvage a few points. There are 2 types of tournaments. There are the 100K points and 150K points. Basically, this is just regular tournaments versus majors. This tournament was a major, as was New York City and as was Miami earlier in the year. And there will be one more major in Fort Lauderdale in December. So the full data isn't updated yet, but had dropped in points from the Newport Open that just wrapped, but only for quarterfinalists, semifinalists, and medalists. And here we're looking at just 2024 men's pro doubles. Will Howells is leading the pack. Jack Monroe has been surging on very strongly after his first ever gold medal in New York City and now a bronze medal following it up in Newport. You can kind of see a few players no longer playing APP. J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier. Haven't seen Andre Daescu in a while as well. And with this being a major, that is 900 points for winning gold for Eric Lang and Max Purple Jesus Manthau. Real missed opportunity here having Eric's line graph be the purple one and not Max's. Here we've got 2024 APP Men's Pro Singles points. Chris Hayworth is the real deal. Like seriously, if you haven't watched him play, go watch him play. That backhand is just amazing. He's tall, good court coverage, he moves well, his passing shots really strong. He's a guy that's going to continue to rack up gold medals on the APP Tour and on the PPA Tour. Shout out to Ryler DeHart for hanging tough with all these youngins on here. Now we've got mixed doubles. Megan Fudge was playing with Andre Daescu earlier in the year. Now she's been partnering with Jack Monroe the last two events, and they've been doing pretty well. Will Howells and Bobby Oshiro is also looking like one of the top teams. In women's pro doubles, again, it's Megan Fudge at the top. So that's right, she's the top player in mixed, women's doubles, and women's singles right now. She's played a few with Susanna Barr. She won a gold with Jana Newell, just got a silver with Jill Braverman. Speaking of Jana Newell, this is now back-to-back gold medals for her in two majors. Simone Jardim and Allison Harris are still a force to be reckoned with. Pretty regularly find them in the semifinals or finals. And last, as I alluded to, we've got women's singles with Megan Fudge once again at the top. And she's kind of running away with it right now. We haven't really seen Salome on the APP Tour this year, so it'll be interesting to see if anybody can really start to challenge her. And now we've got it all just mashed together. This is all points. Megan Fudge, Will Howells, Bobby Oshiro. So how does the APP work in terms of prize money? Well, there are two types of events, right? The 100,000 event and the 150,000 event. Additionally, if players sign the APP agreement and commit to 6 events, they can get 1.5 times pay. And if they play all 12 events, then they get double pay. So if you're Megan Fudge and you just won a women's singles gold medal at a major and you're going to play in all 12 events, that's $6,000 just for that tournament. Also, if you win a gold medal, you get all of your entry fees waived for the rest of that year. And if you win any medal at an event, you get your entry fees waived for that tournament. I really like how the APP shows this data. And again, disclaimer, I did help them make this file. You can go into the links on Pickleball Brackets, find this data for yourself. It's all out there. You can see which events are included in the current 12-month window, and you can see how many points each player earned in each event at each of those tournaments. So what I've done is taken that data off the website, downloaded it. From there, we can back into how much prize money each player won in each event. Remember, this base salary is if they don't play 6 events. If they play 6 events, 1.5x. And if they play all 12 events, it is a 2x multiplier. Megan Fudge is having an incredible year, as we saw in the earlier charts. If she plays all 12 events, just right now, she's looking at almost $74,000 just in earnings. That's before any kind of sponsorship matches. If you're wondering why there are so many pros grinding out qualifiers on the APP Tour, I mean, this is why. There's good money to be made here. Will Howells is also having a great year. It looks like he did miss an event, so he won't be eligible for the 2x multiplier, but still he's already played 6 events and locked in that 1.5x multiplier. Same thing goes for Bobby Oshiro. Georgia Johnson is now exclusive on the PPA, but she did play the first 4 events of the year and rack up some nice winnings, looking at almost $20,000 just from those events. So now we're going to talk about MLP, but if you want a little more in-depth of an APP breakdown, maybe actually check out some of the matches, go ahead and check out the Sorry Not Sorry podcast. Great breakdowns, super funny. Go ahead and check him out. Also, while we're on this chart, let me tell you about the Austin Pickle Ranch here in town. 16 indoor courts, air-conditioned, up at this Beer City Open where they're doing the MLP mid-season tournament. They had to move indoor for the rain. I mean, indoor pickleball, it is just so nice. Now let's talk about the Advil Targeted Relief MLP Mid-Season Tournament. We'll take a look at the Premier League bracket here. This is a single elimination tournament. There is a consolation bracket that goes all the way through to 3rd place, seated on the points per match. Since there are teams that have played 3 matches, there are teams that have played like 8 matches. Before we get into the actual bracket, we have some subs we have to talk about. At the Premier level, AJ Kohler is subbing in for Andre Daescu. Andre is not allowed to play in this tournament due to the 60-day suspension for a foreign substance on his paddle. Remember, Arizona didn't play the last event in DC, and this is the only other event that falls in that 60-day window, and it doesn't even impact the standings, so they kind of got pretty lucky with that whole situation, to be honest. Dink did a great recap on all these roster changes. Go ahead and check out that article. The LA Mad Drops. Emily Cedarquist is subbing in for Catherine Parento. Emily Cedarquist just won an APP gold medal. And also Blaine Hovanier is subbing in for Thomas Wilson. Blaine's been getting better and better results on the PPA Tour, but this will be his first time in MLP. Hey, and like me, he's an SMU guy, so I'll be rooting for him. He's also going to be partnered with Hunter Johnson on this team, who is another SMU guy, so maybe I should just root for this team. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see how they do. It might be tough sledding for them. The challenger level, the California Black Bears, Michelle Esquivel is subbing in for Susanna Barr. And then the Bay Area Breakers, and this is just, I mean, what the hell is going on here, guys? They were the second best team through 2 events. Then they basically dropped 3 of their players, added 3 players. Now 3 of their players can't even play this event, so they're adding Rachel Retker and Samantha Parker for Elise Jones and Jill Braverman, and they're subbing in Grayson Golden for DJ Young. It's just a revolving door of players on this team at this point. Again, check out this article by Eric Tice if you want a more in-depth breakdown. And let's just go ahead and jump into some picks. This is my bracket. I've got the Orlando Squeeze advancing over the Sliders, DC Pickleball team taking down the Black Diamonds. But take a look. In the consolation bracket, I have got the Utah Black Diamonds winning their first match of the entire season. They're going to take down the Arizona Drive. I'm also doing a thing here. Texas so far is 0-2 against rival Dallas Flash. So I've got a reverse jinx. I have them losing to the Flash in the second round, and I also have them losing to the Flash in the 3rd place final. This is a double reverse jinx. I think this might help them. I'm kind of boring. I just took the 1, 2, 3, and 4 seeds into the semifinals. I think the New Jersey Fives, they have a very clear path to advancing in these tournaments. This will really help them in this format and in the end of the season, the playoffs. Annalie Waters is going to probably be good for 2 game wins in each match. And then they are just loaded in Dream Breakers. I've got them going all the way through the final where they will lose to the St. Louis Shock just because big age, Hayden Patrick, he's so hot right now. So those are my picks. And Basil's picks are actually largely similar. He might have kind of plagiarized me a little bit. He just has Columbus Sliders going a little bit further in the consolation bracket. And he's taking New Jersey to win the whole thing. Challenger League, I'm taking Chicago Slice all the way through the final. They added Megan Fudge in place of Kelsey Grambeau. Megan Fudge and Jack Monroe just won the APP gold medal together. I've got Brooklyn Aces, who just traded to acquire Pablo Tejas from the Texas Ranchers, meeting them in the championship match with the Las Vegas Night Owls. With the Las Vegas Night Owls taking home the 3rd place. The Owls were undefeated in DC. They did go to Dream Breakers a lot of the time. We'll see if that's sustainable. It should, again, help them in this format, I think. I just like the slice. I'm also kind of hungry. Might get some pizza later. And, of course, here are Basil's picks. He has the Atlanta Bouncers winning it all against the Brooklyn Aces, with the Frisco Pandas taking home 3rd place. All right, a few last things I want to talk about in this grab bag. The PPA video game is coming out next week. They've released this trailer on Steam, and I'll just be blunt, it doesn't look good. I mean, the paddle is not even making contact with the ball. This is the jankiest Ernie we've ever seen. I'm going to buy it. Definitely get some content out of that. Maybe do some live streams. I don't know how to do that. If you know how to do live streams of video games, reach out to me. I'm clueless. Also, this past weekend, I had a chance to go play pickleball at a fire station. I went down to the Oak Hill Fire Station in South Austin. As soon as I got there, about 2 minutes into kind of hitting some dinks, getting warmed up, the alarm went off. All the firefighters had to go do their thing, and I just kind of chilled for 15 minutes until they got back. It was a quick call, thankfully. And then we played for about 2 hours. It was a ton of fun. Apparently, it is very popular in the firefighter community. They have a lot of downtime in between calls. And with pickleball, all you need is a hard surface, a net, some paddles, and a few friends. So it kind of makes sense that it's become so popular. The games were pretty high quality too. I went 3-3. It was a ton of fun, so I'm super thankful for that fun experience. Thank you, John, for having me out. It was a ton of fun. And yeah, that about does it. Like and subscribe if you like these videos. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, etc. We're gonna get some content with this video game coming out. We'll do a mid-season tournament recap next week. It's been a while since we did a pickleball live stream, so I think I might try to get one of those together soon as well. So stay tuned, and yeah, thank you.